Hello, welcome back to the channel. My name is Jessie, and on this channel we just talk about books. And if you're new here, I usually do some sort of a unboxing of my monthly subscriptions, and it is March the 1st, which means I am very late giving you a unboxing for January and February. So that's what we're gonna do today. In this video, I'll be going over some of my book subscriptions and what I got in the last couple of months, and also talk about some of the book subscriptions that I'm not going to be continuing in the future. So let's just go ahead and get into it, because this is going to be a long video. Not a subscription, but a recent buy and a recent read. I'm still currently reading. This is Better Than the Movies by Lynn Painter, and this is the $5 book of the month over at Barnes & Noble. So if you go to a Barnes & Noble cafe and you buy a drink, you can buy the book of the month, which is usually a book every 2 months. So I don't know if this one was January's and February's, or it will be February and March's. But this is the $5 book, and it is a really cute, like, little rom-com. It's kind of more like YA. If you're okay with reading like YA romance, that's definitely what this is. But it is so far a really cute book. I'm only about 5 or 6 chapters in, and I can already sense the outcome of the book. So I won't spoil that for you, but it seems like it's already going to be kind of predictable. So I'm actually surprised I've got only 5 or 6 chapters in and I can already figure out the ending. But I will definitely recommend it because it is a fun read, especially if you're in a reading slump and you're looking for something maybe out of your normal reading genre like I was. And so this one is definitely worth it if that's what you're looking for. My next thing that I wanted to share is something I'm really excited about. This is my first purchase from Charlie & Fox, and you've probably seen them on social media before. They make padded book sleeves, and they also make book covers, like material book covers. And this is one of the newer ones that they just came out with. It's very like Fourth Wing Iron Flame inspired. It has the black dragon, the gold dragon, and it's so cute. This one I got specifically for my e-reader, which right now I am using a Kindle. And then the other one I bought is their extra large size, which I actually bought specifically for my iPad, because I do actually still read some things on my iPad. I have a couple of ARCs that only open really well on like Apple Books. So I got it specifically for my iPad, but you can put a large book inside of it. So I figured, like, for travel, if I don't take my iPad, I can always put a book in here. But this one's really pretty. It has like the moth and like a book here, some feathers. It's like very, I don't know, I felt like it was very like scribe feeling, which is why I got it, because like I love I love Fourth Wing. So yeah, I didn't want to get 2 of the same ones, but I kind of wanted them to match a little bit. So this is the one that I picked for the larger size. And again, those are from Charlie & Fox. I can link them down below. So the first subscription box that I'm going to be sharing with you is my Illumicrate from January. And I also got the Evernight box as well. This is the book from the January Illumicrate. This is Water Moon. And a lot of people have already seen this book because, like I said, today's March 1st. The book's been out. It's been passed around the internet for quite some time. But I did actually really love what they did with the cover, as well as the art on the inside. And this one does not have a reversible dust jacket, which is kind of a little disappointing. I kind of wish they would have just put the original book cover inside, but for whatever reason they opted not to. And then the actual book is really beautiful too. But I haven't read this one yet. It's just been living on my shelf, looking beautiful. And I hope that eventually I can get to reading it. I feel like I have so many books to read. I'm kind of ashamed of how many books I have that have not been read, and also how many books I have coming that like I'm gonna add to my collection. So this one, yeah, like I said, I haven't read it yet, but this was my January Illumicrate book. And then for the Evernight book for January, this is Bat Eater. And I actually read the arc of this book and I really loved it. I loved it so much that I wanted to make sure that I got a physical copy. And when I found out that Evernight was doing a special edition, I had to have it. So this one has like bats on the sprayed edges, which I think is so cool. And it has an alternate cover. Actually, it's funny because this book, the original publication of this book, has such a beautiful cover that I kind of want the other one too. Like, again, I wish that they would have put the original cover on the inside of this book, but they didn't. Instead, what they did is they gave us an alternate on the inside with this like spray bottle, which it's still pretty neat. But if you've ever seen, I'll put the original up on the screen. If you've ever seen the original cover, it's gorgeous. It's so beautiful. But again, this one has artwork on the inside. That is the cool thing about these books, is that they all have these like really neat illustrations on the end pages. And it's part of the reason why I like getting special edition books. I don't need a special edition book in order to read it. In fact, a lot of the books I get aren't special edition at all. But I really I had to have this when I found out that they were doing this as a special edition. It was immediate add to cart. The next boxes that I'm going to be sharing with you are my Aardvark subscriptions from January and February, which January was pretty delayed for me anyway, that I got January and February pretty close together. I don't know if anybody else experienced that this time, but they have some really cool stuff in the January box. I wasn't nearly as impressed with the February box. I did already open them just because when I get a box, I want to make sure that the book is still in like really good condition, that nothing is broken, because if it was, then it would give me a little bit of time to contact the subscription service and let them know that like I had an issue. But so far I've never had an issue. It's just a paranoid thing that I like to do, make sure that my stuff is okay. So I'm going to go through all the goodies in the box first that came in January's box, and then we'll look at the book, and then we'll do the same thing for February. So the first item I'm pulling out of here is a part of a collection of mugs that they did last year, and the final mug came in the January box. And unfortunately, I wasn't a member of the subscription earlier last year to get the other mugs. So this is the only mug that I will have. And it's very pretty. I don't know if I will use it because, to be honest, I don't drink a lot of hot drinks, but my husband does. So if he likes it, I will probably give it to him. So this is actually inspired by Legendborn. I know that the third or fourth book is coming out next month. So it's kind of fitting, I guess, that the last mug in the series was part of a series that's, you know, bringing another book out pretty soon. The light is changing. Okay, I had to change position slightly and now I'm like closer to the camera. But yeah, so the Legendborn mug is the last mug in the series for last year. And it is a pretty mug. It's got a little saying from the book, "You are my king now." Carrion, I guess that's the name of the character. I don't know, but it is pretty. So I'll offer it up to my husband, see if he would like to use it. The next item is just a pack of stickers, which I like that this one says emotional support e-reader, because I have one that says like a reader without their Kindle is a tragedy or something, kind of like a Fourth Wing play on a dragon without their rider is a tragedy. But I'm not gonna have a Kindle anymore. I guess I kind of just gave that away. But this is cute. So this will probably go on the new e-reader when I get it. The next item is this little candle, and it's called the Marital Empire. And it's like a vanilla kind of scent to it. It's not anything like super, it kind of smells like a food. I'm not gonna lie. Kind of like a cookie. So I'll probably burn that. I put that in my kitchen. Burn it in my kitchen, but that's a really cute candle. I like that. And then they sent this little beanie, which I actually, when I first saw this, I was like, ah, that's so cute. I really want to wear that. But I live in North Carolina, and we've actually had a pretty unseasonably cold year. We actually got snow like 3 times this year, which is not normal for us. But yeah, this is a cute little beanie. It'll probably go in my camping gear because I always like to keep a beanie with me when I'm camping. And this one's really cute. It has a arrow, like bow and arrow on it with the flowers. And I don't know what it's inspired by because I don't have the little list, but I know that like everything in here is inspired by a book. So to me, it's like kind of Hunger Games, but it's probably not. And then the last item is the new pin for this year, the new pin series, which these are Enchanted Elixirs. And this is the January. This one is inspired by A Study in Drowning. It's really pretty. And the next box has one too, so you'll get to see February's as well. Now, I did get the pin pendant from last year to like put all the pins on. And again, since like I was a latecomer to Illumicrate last year, I'm gonna start my pin collection on that now. So I'll have a lot of pins, like not just my book pins, but I also have like a bunch of random pins that I've gotten from Disney. So it'll just go in my office, and now I have a place to like put everything. And this month's book, this is January, is The Scorpion Queen. And I think that this is just one of the most beautiful covers I've ever seen on a book before. If you guys remember, I really liked the artwork from one of the other books that I got. I think it was an Illumicrate book. I think it was for Shia's Wrath. I loved the artwork for that. I just thought it was gorgeous. It's a very similar like style of artwork. So, but yeah, I just think this is so pretty. And it has some foiling on the back with a little blurb. And then on the inside, these end papers are really interesting. Like it's very like Egyptian. I don't know if that's where this book, I think maybe that is where this book is kind of taking place, is like that part of the world, very like Middle Eastern, Egyptian. There is some cover art on the inside of the cover, like this kind of swampy Nile almost is what it looks like to me. And then the book itself has a red foiling. It has a scorpion. And then it looks like what is like a canary or something on the back side. I'm not really sure, but hopefully in the book there's some sort of reference to that bird. And then the sprayed edges kind of look like a desert map, which is really neat. Yeah, so it's probably like a reference to places in the world in the book. But it is a really pretty book, and one thing I have figured out of all of my subscriptions, Illumicrate never disappoints me. The one thing I will say is I will no longer be getting Illumicrate. I decided to cancel that membership for a few reasons, but mainly it was just I was not impressed with the book picks, and there was a really controversial pick for February, and when I looked into it, it just felt really like weird and like, I don't know. I wasn't down with like how they were deciding to pick their authors. So I went ahead and opted out of the subscription completely. I did keep Evernight though, because that's just a quarterly subscription. So it's only 4 books out of the year instead of 12 books. So I felt like that was just like a better choice for me. But yeah, I won't be doing any more Illumicrate boxes, unfortunately. This is the February box for Owlcrate. And again, like I said, Owlcrate has been definitely, of all of the book boxes that I've been getting, they have been the most impressive of all of those book boxes. However, this one was kind of a letdown a little bit. Just the things that were in the box, like I know the value of the box has actually gone up. So like, well, not the value, the price of the box went up, I think in March, because I just got charged today for it. And so hopefully moving forward, we have some like better stuff. I don't know what happened with like who chose the things for February, but they just feel kind of, I don't know, cheap. And that is the first thing that I'm going to show you, which was kind of a disappointment because at first I didn't realize there was anything special about them. Took me a second, and then I realized what it was, and then I just kind of felt like they're like not that great, and I don't know if I'm going to be using them. But so we have some measuring cups, which, like I said, it took me forever to figure out like what was special about it, because it said they were inspired by Quicksilver, and I was just kind of like, so they're silver measuring cups, like that's what qualifies as inspired by. But if you look really closely on the actual measuring cup handle, there's a sword. So I guess there was a little bit of thought put into that. But are the measuring cups themselves anything special? Not really. They're like cheap Walmart, Target, plain. I have nicer ones, like personally I have nicer ones in my kitchen, so I probably won't use these. These will probably get donated, unfortunately. But if you're into Quicksilver and you don't have measuring cups, they might work for you. So keep that in mind. And then the next item, again, is something that I'm never going to use. I'm never going to wear it. It's way too big for my wrist. So this is The Hunted Had Fallen for the Hunter. I think it must be like Rebel Witch inspired, maybe. I'm not really sure. But it's like this silver bracelet, and it has daggers and like a rose back here, and then like another dagger, and like you have to like pull it apart to like get it on your hand. But like I just have to like, you know, but I just don't know. I just feel like I would never wear this. So again, it's probably something that will end up getting donated, unfortunately. So that kind of stinks. Another item that's just kind of like, I probably won't use. It smells fine. It's this little perfume. It's called Cleopatra's Perfume. And it's got a nice scent to it. I mean, don't get me wrong. Like, I'm not mad at that. It's just kind of like, it's a perfume. It's like a solid perfume that I am going to forget that I have. It's going to end up, and like, it smells delicious. It smells great. But I'm going to forget about this. This is going to go in a drawer, and it's going to get lost, and then I'll never see it again. And then like 3 years down the road, I'll be like, oh yeah, I remember that. I feel like I'm complaining so much about this box right now, and I don't want it to sound like it, but like, I'm just, for Owlcrate, this was the most disappointing box that I've received so far. So I'm just really hoping this is like an off, you know, like a one-time kind of thing. And then the second to last, before I show you the pin, this is Powerless themed. It's like a toiletry bag. And it has this little like card holder. I don't know, guys. Is it just me? Like, Can somebody please comment down below and tell me, is it just me? Am I just being picky about this box? Because I am not impressed. Now, the book redeemed this entire box. I will say that. So like, if you are also not feeling great about your items in the February box for Illumicrate, don't worry, because in my opinion, the book really did redeem the whole entire box. But I don't know if I'm going to use this either. So that may also get donated. Is the pin for February. So again, we have another elixir. And this one is the Poppy War inspired. And these are really pretty. Like, I know a lot of people don't like the pins because a lot of people are like, oh, pin, what am I going to use that for? Feels kind of useless. But I think they're cute. And I would much rather get a good quality pin from one of these boxes than like a crappy set of measuring cups. Just my opinion. But so that's that one. And like I said, the entire box was redeemed by the book. When I got to the bottom of the box and I saw this beautiful book, I forgave the rest of the crap that was in the box. This is The Beasts We Bury by D.L. Taylor, and it is really pretty. Like the cover alone is really pretty, but wait, the best part is actually under the cover. Look at that. Look at all of those pretty little animals. This book redeemed the entire box for me. Like, what crap? This book is beautiful. It's got these pretty sprayed edges. And we have some really pretty artwork on the inside. And then we have the artwork on the inside of the cover. Like I said, I take it back. All the mean things that I said about everything else in the box, it was totally worth it. This is gorgeous, gorgeous book. I don't think I shared January's Book of the Month box. So unfortunately, if you wanted to see what I got for January from Book of the Month, it's not going to be in this video because I completely forgot to grab all of those books. But I do have my February box, so we're going to go through that right now. I know that a bunch of these, I actually, for the first time, chose a bunch of brand new releases instead of old add-ons. So 3 of these are new releases and 1 of these is from the old catalog, I believe. So the first thing I pulled out is The Bones Beneath My Skin by T.L. Clune. Guys, sometimes you just have to tell me it's a T.L. Clune book and I'm gonna buy it. Like, I don't have to know what happens in it. I don't, because I'm gonna like it. I know that I'm gonna like it, so. Next book that I have is First Time Caller. This is actually set in Baltimore, which is my hometown, and I am so excited to read this. This is not my typical genre. I'm not really a romance genre kind of person, like a straight up romance. I like dark romance, but this is a little bit out of the wheelhouse for me. Although I will say, I have been reading a few romance. Well, I mean, geez, I showed you guys one in the very beginning. Okay, maybe I like romance now. It just has to be like a certain kind, I guess. But this one is about a like dating helpline, and he's the guy that like runs the dating helpline. He's about to like give up on his own love, and then this young girl calls, and apparently her mother is single and she's calling in for her mom, and it's supposed to be really cute. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and read this one, and just hopefully there's a lot of Baltimore reference in here. Like, it just makes me really happy when I get to read something from where I'm from, because it just brings back a lot of really good memories. Actually, I just for Black History Month, I read The Immortal Life of Henrietta Lacks, and if you don't know, she was from Baltimore as well, and her entire family, a lot of them, still live in Baltimore. And so there were so many references to so many places around the city that I was like, oh my God, I know where that is. Like, that's so crazy. Like, I didn't realize that all of that happened really close to where I'm from. So hopefully I get a little piece of home out of this book as well. I had to get Rebel Witch because I have Heartless Hunter and I still haven't read it, but a book needs its friend. And so I got my Heartless Hunter as a book of the month pick. So I figured I need to have the matching friend for the series. So I went ahead and got this. I know there's a lot of mixed reviews on it. Some people love it, some people hate it. I will definitely tell you how I feel about it once I read it. Actually, there's 5 books in here. Do you ever forget how many books you buy? Like, is that a problem that other people have? Because it's a problem that I have. Kingdom Claw, again, I have the first book in the series from Book of the Month. So I had to get the second book. I'm not finished the first book yet. I did start it. I haven't finished it. Let me tell you though, if you're gonna start a book out with somebody getting like drawn and quartered and killed, that's crazy. That's insane. So, but I'm definitely enjoying this series. So, and then the last book that I got in this box is The Second Chance Year, which again is another romance, I think. But it just had a really cool like plot line. Like, it's kind of like Groundhog Day, where she gets a second chance. Like, she wakes up and it's a year later or a year before, and she gets to relive the whole entire year again to like get her second chance. So it's a little short read. Hopefully I'll be able to just like bang this one out in a couple of days, but I thought it would be like a good palette cleanser. I like to do these kinds of books in between my really like intense reads. Like, this baby is over 400 pages, and there's like probably a lot of death and killings, and death and killings are the same thing, but war. So like, I need a little palette cleanser, and that's what I call these. These are palette cleanser books for me. And last but not least, why do we say that, by the way? Like, why do we always say last but not least? I don't know. If anybody knows, let me know. Anyway, I got Death of an Author on my Aardvark book box. I only got one book, which, like, that takes some self-control, first of all. But this was one that has been on my list for a couple months now. Like, ever since I found out it was coming out, I've been really into sci-fi. But we have so many amazing Black sci-fi authors. Can somebody please explain like why they just write the best books? I'm gonna say it, they write the best books. So that was everything that I have to share with you for the month of January and February. I'm sorry that I don't have my book of the month box from January. They're on my shelf. If you enjoyed the video, go ahead and give me a thumbs up. If you got to the end of the video, go ahead and leave me a little green heart emoji in the comments. That way I know that you stuck it out. If there is anything that you want to comment about other than that, feel free. I would definitely love to chat with you, and I will see you next time.